GameCube, Nintendo, 5% tint, so you can't see up in my window. These niggas don't understand me, cause I'm boss hog on candy. Top down at Maxis with a big Glock 9 handy. Pieced up, creased up, stand dressed to impress. Big boss belt buckle under my Michelin S. Oh, Gucci shades up on my braids when I escalade. When I'm riding spree wheel, sliding like a escapade. I got it made, the big boss of the North. Ain't shit changed, I still represent Swisher House. Tipping on Vovos, wrapped in Vovos. Tipping on Vovos, wrapped in Vovos. Tipping on Vovos, wrapped in Vovos. Tipping Vovos and I'm packing Vovos. Vovos, I'm tipping. Wood grain, I'm gripping. Catch me lane switching with the paint dripping. Turn your neck and your dang missing. Me and Slim, we ain't tripping. I'm figure flipping and syrup sipping. Like do or die, I'm pole pimping. Car stop, rims keep spinning. I'm flipping, drop with invisible tops. Hose bob with my drop, step out. I'm shaking the block with 418s. Candy green with 11 screens. My gasoline always supreme. Got Dodo the brand with a pain of lean. It tastes grinding to be a king. Tastes grinding to be a king. First round drop piece coming. Who is Mike Jones coming? Slab shining with the grilling woman. Slab shining with the grilling woman. I'm Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones, the one and only. You can't clone me. Got a lot of haters and a lot of homies. Some friends and some.
What was that?
Actually going to be giving away my personal Dlzonwlz S15 skate deck signed by Adam LZ himself. If you're interested in learning on how to win this, I definitely recommend you go and follow our Instagram, because once we pass 1,000 followers, I'm going to be announcing the giveaway. At Dlzonwlz on all social medias, including YouTube, Spotify, and everywhere you can listen to podcasts. Thanks, everybody, and good luck.
What's going on? My name is Carter Farthing, and I'm the host of the Deals on Wheels podcast, brought to you by Deals on Wheels. Today we have episode 9, and I actually have 2 people on the couch today. We got Cory, and we got Farmer from Fear of Dying. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourself? Farmer, you go first.
I am Farmer. I am one of the owners of Fear of Dying, and I am 21 years old, and I currently reside here in the shithole state of Washington.
Okay. Is that not by choice, or are you
No, not by
stationed over
choice.
here?
I'm just stationed here, sadly.
Okay.
So, yeah.
How long have you been stationed here?
2 years, like a little over 2 years. I'm trying to leave. I'm trying to go to Texas. So.
Yeah. Is that where you normally reside, or?
No, I just want to buy a house there.
Yeah,
so.
everyone does.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
All right. Cory, what do you do? How old are you? And where did you grow up?
I'm Cory. I'm 22. I'm a mechanic. I drive a car. I grew up, was born here, whatever, in Washington. It's not that bad. He just hates it. There's a lot of trees. It sucks.
There is a lot of trees. Our weather is definitely just everything's
Weather's
fucked.
good.
It doesn't.
No, weather's good.
Weather's
Weather
okay.
is perfect. Okay, we hit like 112 like a couple weeks ago.
I don't know why.
But now it's like we're used to this 80-degree weather. Then when it's gonna get cold, it's gonna be nice boost weather.
We just have very drastic weather changes pretty fast. But we're not going to talk about weather in the beginning of this podcast. We're going to talk about, the first things first. The intro was a beautiful Fiat 124 Spider that is on the ground. That's Cory's car, actually. Farmer doesn't have a car with us today, but eventually we'll probably bring him back once he's got a build up and going. But Cory, tell me a little bit about this. A lot of people call it a Miata in your Instagram.
It's a Fiat. There's a lot of comments of, oh, it's a Miata. It's a Fiat. It's an ND Miata chassis with a Fiat body kit, Dodge Dart motor. It's
there's a lot of haters.
Technically, it's better than the new Miatas. It has a NC Miata transmission, which is a lot better than the ND that has a lot of failures. But it's got a turbo, so that's all that matters.
Okay, so it's a turbo. 4-cylinder.
1.4 liter.
1.4. Is it 5-speed or 6-speed?
Oh, it's 6-speed,
it
baby.
It is 6-speed. Nice. And then what have you done to it so far? And pretty much walk me through how you got the car, and is this the car you were looking for when you were shopping for cars?
Okay, so far it's just like suspension, basically all the arms, coilovers, engine mods, just like intake and blow up valve, because there's no point making power in these cars. Then just like a tune. I knew about the cars when they first came out, so I was really into Miatas. Then I was just like, I got a big boy job, like an adult job, and I was like, I'm gonna get one of these. Okay. So I went out and got one.
Nice.
And kind of regret it.
Did you build Miatas before this, or were you just a fan of Miatas?
I wouldn't call it. I wouldn't call it building Miatas. I just had a Miata on used Racelands.
Okay.
And just random wheels, and I kept just changing out wheels. Then I had an automatic NB Miata that I just took to the Capitol Forest in Olympia, Washington, and wheel it.
Okay. And then how long ago did you pick this thing up?
February 1st, 2019, so like 2.5 years ago.
Nice. You spent some good time with it. How long did you drive it stock before you started messing with it?
The day after I bought a tune.
Oh, really?
I bought it 54 miles. Bought it. We had a horrible snowstorm the week after I bought it, and so I bought a tune. Then for work, I went to Colorado, and so the day I got back from Colorado, the tune like was ready because it was like custom made for me by the guy up in Auburn, and I just put it on, and so I had it stock for a week.
Nice. And then, so you pretty much chased the a power that you could squeeze out of it before you started doing aesthetic mods. Was the first thing you did to it coilovers and wheels, or?
I didn't get coilovers till like 3 months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I didn't really modify suspension or anything. I just put like better tires on it. I did like one autocross event, and it was like beginner's autocross event, and it was a fun. But then I just got like drunk one night off Coronas, and I cut the low ring springs.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, we're good here. I bought the wheels off a customer for like $100, and they're like inky PFO ones, like from the early 2000s.
Damn.
Then it just snowballed me driving like that. Then I bought stupid spec 3-piece wheels.
It wasn't stupid.
I think we got some pictures loaded up.
Wait, those are the JNCs.
Yeah, the JNCs, and then what?
No,
stock. JNC.
No.
Oh, Jesus.
How many photos you got?
I think I was in that picture.
What picture? No, you weren't. No.
No, it was back more. There
Oh,
you
right
are.
there. Stupid spec wheels.
Okay, tell me a little bit about these wheels. Are they SSR Viennas?
They're the SSR Vienna dishes. I was drunk, and my my roommate slash coworker convinced me to like get wheels with him, so I got them. I didn't know how I was gonna fit them.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, we're gonna make the car fit the wheels. So that's what you do. And so I bought camber arms, fit them, but I was on cut lowering springs.
So rolled like shit.
I had front camber. This took a long time for me to get. There's photos about front camber, but I put the typical thing, put the rear struts on like washers.
Yeah.
Kept the front. That's why the fender's cracked now.
So you're riding low.
It's the typical stance kid thing, and just where you're poor, you just put your car on washers.
Let's see.
All right, there you can see that horrible front fitment.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, this photo, I took off the washers, and I wanted to go just like on lowering springs, and I destroyed my quarter panels the moment I started driving it.
I can't imagine you bought this thing brand new.
I got it 54 miles.
And then driving it probably 2 years later, and now it's sitting with no suspension on some giant wheels.
That was a year. This is like a exact year photo I think I took. But I mean, it was fun. Like, yeah, I had to do something.
And then you eventually moved on to the JNCs, these wheels here.
Yeah, because I was fed up with the wheels. I actually had the rears off for a long time. Then I was like, okay, put them for sale. I got offered money in these wheels, and I was like, sure, whatever, because they fit. I rode on those for so long.
Yeah, It was a good setup. I love the white on white. Coked out cars definitely.
White on white, good. Then just the Itasha delivery.
Is that
from No Days Off?
No Days Off, yeah.
Very good guy.
Yeah, he doesn't actually make those anymore. You got one.
No, he
last
does.
One. Does he? I thought he said he discontinued them.
No, he stopped doing something, but he still makes them.
Okay. Well, if you want to get a livery that looks like this one, why did you end up taking this one off?
I get bored of things a lot fast. Probably if you go through all the photos, every photo will have different stickers on the car.
Gotcha.
Because that
one, yeah.
There's like 3 of those stickers left on the car.
Gotcha.
Because I just got bored.
Yeah, you change them up pretty often. I don't see any Dlzonwlz stickers on your car right now, but we'll have to change that before you leave.
See, I thought I was in that picture.
This one?
You go back one. Oh no, it's just a.
No, that was the. Oh, so there's a lot of drama behind this photo.
Oh, because you got kicked out. Tell me the story about this.
This is a car meet that's. I think it was like Spanaway Puyallup. I never went to them. I went to like 4 of them. And I went to this one. There's a bunch of photos taken of my car, and they used it as like. These meets turned like takeovers. Everybody does burnouts in the parking lot.
It's full of shit.
Then they use them like. They have like the ads for Instagram, like car meet this place, this time. And so I was like, hey, I don't want to be involved with this. And the guy who runs them started screaming at me and calling me like just words. A lot of words I can't say because I'm skin color.
Okay.
Then like I had a big ego and I was just like, no, I just don't want to be involved with these. They haven't happened since.
Well, that's good. Well, at least nothing really came out of that, and there was no real beef there. At least, I mean, I don't associate with those car meets because usually when you pull up, it's nothing like it's advertised. It usually just looks like normal traffic.
Any car meet that's not like a big like Stance Wars or Steep Streets that's coming up meet.
Or a Fear of Dying meet. I think recently
We haven't had a Fear of Dying meet in Washington
had
yet.
one in Washington because there's just a lot of things that happened. That's my fault.
People also moving away.
That too, like the co-owner moving away.
Yeah.
I mean, I made the one in Florida happen, just because I knew there was going to be a huge turnout. Not saying that if we didn't do it in Washington that there wouldn't be a big turnout, but I knew Florida was like most definitely going to pop, and there was like a week or so ahead in advance.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot. I mean, cooler cars. Not to say that there's not cool cars in Washington.
The thing is, the roads in Florida are glass.
Yeah.
Like
it's
they like
way
this-
easier to be a car enthusiast and to build static cars in Florida
Exactly.
opposed to Washington, where literally our roads are terrible. They're garbage no matter where you go. Even, I mean, bringing the Fiat into my street. I mean, we drive on a normal ass road, and it's but when you get to Florida,
lying.
there are.
He's lying.
I'm not lying.
These
Get out.
roads aren't that bad. People set up their cars stupidly.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, that's partially it, but Florida roads are glass, and they like to complain and say that their roads are bad. No, I would rather drive a car with over negative 20 degrees in Florida versus freaking here.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much construction going on here at all times, even going on. Anyways, Florida just doesn't have any elevation changes, so literally everything's a straight ass road. It's built like a drag strip, so you don't really have the windy, curvy,
And
bumpy ass roads that Washington
Colonial
has.
Drive, it's literally, I don't know how long of a road that is, but it goes forever, and you can get to anywhere. And like, okay, the meet was in Orlando, but you can literally get a lot of places in Florida just off East Colonial, or just Colonial Drive in general.
So was
and
that
it's glass.
was the one in Florida the first meet? Because I saw
It was
Kyle was posting.
it was the first official meet, like 100% for sure.
Yeah.
And it turned out absolutely great. Like we did it in I don't know, I think it was like a Hobby Lobby / like boba parking lot, because I don't understand the fad, but I mean, boba and cars, I guess, just draws a lot of people. But we packed that sucker out, and it was good for about 2 hours until like this guy in like a turbo Honda showed up and just like ruined it. And I asked him to stop, and he was like, "Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? I don't know."
Wait, did you fly down to Florida?
Yeah, I flew down to Florida for
that's
like
really
just.
sick.
Well, it was actually for my sister's graduation, but I went down there after that to go hang out and just.
Nice. I thought you like
meet all those
FaceTimed in or
guys.
something.
No,
You zoomed
I
in.
went, and it was good.
That's nice.
It was really good, actually.
So are there plans for a Pacific Northwest one eventually, or are we working on it?
Yeah, because I want to actually like have a booth and
Yeah.
like something that looks, actually professional, and
Not
because
just a
we
couple-
are like quite big now, so I don't think there's any excuse not to
Just
have a
past
booth.
10K, right?
Yeah,
He's got
we're
the
at,
swipe up.
10.5, yeah.
Hell yeah, you got that 0.5 pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really keep track of the numbers. It's never been about the numbers. Like if you go on our website, the only thing that's expensive is a member banner, but it's obviously priced like that because
So
It's a meme.
let's get
Yeah,
into the.
it's more of a
Have like
meme
a photo
than
of the
anything.
price.
No, but I mean, I got the Fear of
The
Dying
banner?
banner.
I spent like, what was it, $600? A grand. I'm trying to. I got one for $600. You want to buy it?
Yeah, he does have a pretty rare one.
Okay, tell me about the elusive Fear of Dying banner, and why it's priced at what, literally $1,000 on the Fear of Dying website.
So the banner is priced at $1,000 because we get asked so much about like how can I get a banner, when can I get a banner, or why is it $1,000?
Can I get a discount code?
No, not that, because all of our members get discount codes every single
that's
drop.
how you get it. I got
Yeah,
you.
so the banner is priced at $1,000. One, because we get asked so much, and we're like, it's on the site. Go buy it.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Has anyone bought one?
Nobody has ever bought one, but
Would you ship one out if they bought it?
Oh, of course, yeah. I would send you like a lot of merch, but so like I've had people offer like $450 for one.
Jesus Christ.
But obviously, I'm not gonna accept that because like Fear Dying is not about like money at all. Like me or the other owner have never like taken money from FEAROFDYIN for ourselves.
Hence the $10 t-shirts.
Yeah, like everything that we try and do is as cheap as possible, so like kids in high school can get it. Like other brands like charging $70-$80 for a hoodie. Newsflash, it doesn't cost that much to make a hoodie or to ship a hoodie. So
unless it's literally the thickest, nicest fucking material, which
even
they
like,
never are.
The most expensive hoodie that I know of is $30 a blank, and then printing is not that much, and then shipping is, if it's over a pound, is $10. So I don't understand where they come up with this huge
Doesn't
number.
compute.
Yeah, it's just they're super money hungry, and that's not like what FEAROFDYIN is about. It's I want a kid that's in high school, like working, a fast food job or something like that, to be able to be like, oh, that's cool. Oh shit, I can afford this. Like it's not gonna break my pockets. Like you buy one thing from, you're gonna be broke. Like you could buy 8 shirts from us versus them. And that's why I did it. Or that's why we did it. Like just being able to push a lot of product for a good cheap price, and it's good quality. Would you say it's good quality?
Oh yeah, I think I got the first hoodie
the first one.
and Kyle hand delivered.
Yep, we hand delivered that.
I think I have every single shirt after that and hoodie. And
All fire quality.
I don't think perfect quality. I think better than, I don't want to name drop. We're not going to name drop at all. No name drops. Better quality than other hoodies from other brands I have bought.
Yeah.
Okay.
I drop shitty quality merch
And
if you didn't know.
I think every Fear of Dying piece of item is cheaper than that hoodie.
Of course.
Like total, add them all up, they're cheaper than a hood.
Yeah.
One single hoodie.
Yeah, sure. And I put, like, I would say we grew so fast. Like we started in like February going into March of 2020.
Yeah.
Like so just barely over a year and a half, or like a year-ish. So like,
And you guys have grown exponentially. I mean, I've seen support and representatives of Fear of Dying in probably every state. Or would you say you're in most of the states?
Yeah, most of the states except like really weird ones.
Yeah.
Like, okay, not weird,
the
but
square ones.
Yeah. Like
South Dakota.
North
We
Dakota.
weren't name dropping. What the fuck, Cory?
No, we were not brands. No name dropping brands, but like North Dakota, South Dakota, Wisconsin. I don't think anybody. But states that are like, we have a lot of members: Washington, California, Texas, Florida,
The North
New Jersey, Philly is really big.
Tell me what it takes to become a member of Fear of Dying, and is it just you and Kyle that pretty much accept?
Dave.
Goes by Dave.
That's his name, Dave.
Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
And Dave.
Yeah. So, what it takes to be a member of Fear of Dying? That's a really hard question to answer, because like there's no, this is how you do it.
It's a friendship thing.
Yeah, it's not even, Fear of Dying is not even a like car group, car club, nothing like that. It's literally just like it's a family. But like it really is, and we try to like keep that like true as much as like possibly can. Like, yes, cars are cool, but like eventually I want to get into, like, I would love to sponsor a skateboarder, somebody that makes music, or like literally anything that you do is cool. Like, you could,
Fear of Dying, literally, I mean, it doesn't have to be
that's
that's
the best part. It's not like low cars something, like it's nothing like that.
Obviously,
so.
it's a lot of low to the ground cambered cars, but it's more of the people that drive the cars and the attitude behind those drivers.
Like Cory. There's a whole bunch of people in the PNW that I can name that like I like them way more as a person than them like their car. Like, yes, cars are cool, but cars go away.
Yeah.
I could crash tomorrow, or they could crash tomorrow, or they could get wrecked into. Like, builds go away like in a blink of an eye. So,
for sure.
Yeah.
And it's said that, I mean, that's kind of why I'm building this podcast and trying to get to know the drivers behind the cars, because, I mean, a lot of the builders on Instagram, you only know them for their car, and I've literally never come in contact with them, don't know what they're about, don't know anything about them. You're literally just judging them on their alignment specs and their wheel specs, and then you're like, that kid's a fag because he's got -4 degrees of camber on ESRs, and you're like, yeah, but have you sat down and talked to him for like 20 minutes? Maybe that's the only thing he could afford at that time and period, and he's saving up for some nice ass wheels that you're never gonna buy. Because I mean, at the end of the day, it's all. I mean, It doesn't matter if you're on reps. It doesn't matter if you're on the nicest coilovers on fucking earth. It just pretty much matters if you love your car, you love the way it looks, and you're building it for yourself, not building it for likes on Instagram.
Yeah, building a car for yourself is something that is very difficult because you see like all these people with like the standard of like what like an Instagram car is just like through the roof. Like there's no reason on planet Earth to drive with more than I'd say negative 15 degrees of camber. Like if you can't make your wheels fit, then what is the point? Get rid of them.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like most of the people that have Instagram cars, they suck in person. Like they're not someone cool to be around.
You're
Look at the car that's behind the camera.
No, your car is great. I actually love your car. I've always loved your car.
I didn't invite the car on the podcast. I invited you on the podcast.
It's unique, and you just happen to drive that. You could have drove anything else.
I drove that thing to Montana.
We're skipping ahead on the questions
Okay,
here, bro. Jesus Christ. He doesn't know the
future.
format yet. He didn't watch any of the episodes.
So I purposely didn't watch any episodes. To Carter, I barely talked to him besides sending memes about FD and stuff.
Sister stuck in my Fitment.
As a sister stuck in my Fitment. Just because I just want this authentic. Like, this is us meeting each other in the past, let's say, hour we've been here.
Yeah.
It's...
I love the coked out look. That thing is so good. Why didn't you do white on these?
They came white.
Yeah.
I got battles for cheap. Okay,
Yeah.
the current battle prices got them for cheap. Yeah, which I think I told you I have to repaint them. It's my weekend right now.
Yeah.
So I got to repaint them, but I don't know. I
Gloss
wanted to switch it up
white.
because I had 3 white wheels already,
Yeah.
and so I was like, I got to.
You're probably just annoyed of it. Like,
No, white. Oh, I know white's so good. Brake dust though.
Yeah.
For sure.
I
keeping
have not
white
washed
wheels.
my car.
Ever.
Final bout, I washed it, but I just sprayed it down.
Is it ceramic coated?
No,
It's
I
not.
ceramic.
No, you
Okay, when I first bought the car, I was super into like when a stock is like keeping the paint super nice.
Yeah.
Now I just don't.
Well, obviously.
I live under trees. Like I finally cleaned all the sap off for final bout, but there's like clear coats destroyed.
Yeah, so, I mean, in some of these
It's all about
pictures,
driving.
you're parked next to a car that some people may recognize. This is
YouTube
one
famous.
This is one of my sponsees' cars. This is Mikey's S13 that used to be DJ Crombie from More Skids S13, and then Mikey ended up buying it from DJ, I think, or maybe the guy after.
You don't got
DJ.
any current photos. I got current photos.
Yeah, it looks like a C5 Corvette right now. But this is when it had the East Bear front lip and side skirts and everything, and the wing on it.
And wheels.
And wheels. But yeah, if you want to pick up the Dlzonwlz sponsored drivers pack.
Stickers, pins,
all inspired
air
by...
fresheners?
Air fresheners.
Air fresheners.
All inspired by that car. But you guys are always posting pictures underneath this tree. This is out front of your apartment.
Yeah, so where my car is parked right now, the tree above it, there's actually a branch that's like next windstorm, it's gonna fall because it's resting on top of another branch.
Okay.
But yeah, living in Washington sucks because you have constant trees, pine needles. My car there's pine needles inside of it. I vacuumed it for the first time in a year.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, that goes further into like the driving.
Is that a
thing.
mod? If you post it for sale, are you going to say it vacuumed it out?
I put 540 oil into it.
Good. That's what it fucking recommends.
But cars get dirty. Like if a car is perfectly clean and there's no flaws with it, I don't like it because you're not driving it, you're not having fun with it.
Yeah.
This thing's definitely driven. I mean, you have a lot of fun in this. You just drove it down to Final Bout at Park, right?
I was drunk putting the wing on. I did not bolt check the car, and I was like, I'm gonna drive 3 hours down to whatever Canby, Oregon.
We were supposed to do this
Final Bout.
podcast about 2 weeks ago before you had the wing. That's why none of these pictures you have the wing on, because now the car has a 326 power rep wing on the back, and it looks way better.
That was in the beginning, the B-roll in the beginning, right?
Yeah, the B-roll, you'll be able to see the wing. If not, I'll insert a picture here.
Very drunkenly painted. Because the car doesn't have to be perfect. It'll look cool in photos. But
Whoa, did you just say that you're building your car for Instagram?
I don't build for it. You think I care? I post femboy and catboy memes my Instagram story to have people unfollow me, because that's how you know if someone's like
A friend.
or if like they actually care about like what you post.
If they're a friend, they're gonna meme on
Because
the
there's
meme.
literally, it just says catboy, my mental health is declining. And that was the first thing I posted. I was just like, if people unfollow me, I don't want them following me.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
So, have you had a lot of haters with this car? Because the Fiat and kind of newer Miata guys are kind of more purists, I would say, than stance boys. Tell me what the response from the older Fiat community has been.
The average age for these cars, I want to say it's like 50.
Yeah.
When I first got
Boomers.
it, I was the youngest, and so I post in the Facebook group just to get like angry comments to put onto my Instagram photos, so it's really fun to me. A lot of them have grown to like talk to me and like learn like, hey, what can I do suspension wise to the car? What wheels fit on like what specs? Because I have a whole like spreadsheet of like what can fit.
Yeah, I'm
what
sure
camber
you're.
specs.
And for people that don't know, you're kind of an alignment guy.
My job is steering suspension, ASE certified, so I have put a lot of wheels on this car, wheels I don't own, and I was like, can I test fit these? I just need no specs of what fits.
Yeah.
And I want to help people. If someone DMs me with one of these cars, I'll be like, here you go. Like, this is what you have to do. If someone just asks me, like, what tire size fits on this wheel, I'll let them know.
That's good. Well, if you drive a Fiat 124 Abarth or...
I think you got 0 people that watch this next one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well...
You got boomers following you?
Maybe.
You never know.
You never know. Maybe.
Someone in Uganda could be watching this with
Uganda?
one of those.
There is... So I was the only stance one in the United States. There is now one other one. They're big in Japan now.
Yeah.
Like, they have blown up in Japan, but they're all bagged, and I want to be like guy like static versus bagged. But my only goal in life is to be lower than a bagged car, because being like low is just funny to me.
You definitely are. These are 17s, right?
Yeah, they're 17.
So you're tucking.
I'm tucking like a little bit of front wheel.
Oh, you're tucking front and rear of 17s on.
You could run a
what
smaller
sidewall?
tire
Is it a
for sure.
45 sidewall or 35 sidewall?
It's 205/40. I tried putting a 195/40 on, and you don't.
You don't drive on that.
I wouldn't run that, but
It's a good size though.
because people lower their cars for Instagram. Like, we're talking about Instagram and everything. I lowered my car because my brain just goes, haha, car make funny scrapey
No,
noises.
for sure. No, I mean, obviously the lower Accord in that picture is not as low as it got, but when that thing was on the ground, you could get out and put your palm on the ground. And everyone asked me, why?
There's the whole,
Because I feel like it.
yeah, there's the whole static club thing. You gotta like post a video of your car shooting sparks, and I won't post like night videos of my car shooting sparks. I won't post videos of me driving over road turtles, even though I do it the entire time. We're out filming like a video, and I was just scraping on the ground, and I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I don't care like if people are like, no, you're not supposed to do that. It's just my brain just go funny.
Do you plan on ever drifting it or taking it to the track
I did.
again?
If you go, where are your photos again? This was not the drift setup. No. One of these photos, like that's like, yeah, I was trying to drift it like this. There's one where I raised it up more, and I put different tires on, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try drifting this. And the car, I just didn't like the chassis. Every morning, because I get to work for all my managers, and I was just like, I'm gonna go do some donuts in the parking lot. And I just didn't enjoy it. I drifted Miatas and had fun. I learned to drive manual and drift in a Ranger, but this car is just not it for me.
Yeah, I'm sure this loses most of the mechanical feel. Does it have an electric steering rack in it as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Electric steering, electric throttle.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
But
yeah.
drifting is a big thing. Like, the main inspiration, I'd say.
Assetto Corsa.
I played a lot of Assetto Corsa. I think you came over played Assetto
Yeah, I
VR.
suck ass.
Do you have a
just be
rig? Y'all
honest.
full that
I
up?
sold it because I stopped using it because I go in and out of phases of everything.
For sure.
And that's why cars change up just randomly because I just go in and out of phases. But like grassroots, I got into cars from drifting, and so everything's drifting inspired. I have strobes in the car because old Japanese like drifting
Yep.
videos has strobes in it.
Yep,
326 wing because it's a Japanese styling.
I love the 326.
MB battles.
It put it together so well.
MB battles.
I really don't know what else it needs. I mean,
CST Hyper Zeros.
what is that? Like wheels?
That's what. Okay, so battles are reps of CST Hyper Zeros.
Okay.
Which are Japanese wheels. People will be like, it's the same mold.
Which I'm sure you can get in a better spec.
They look no, they're the same. They
Same
look
spec.
exactly the same.
Oh man.
You can't tell a difference.
Is it? Yeah. Okay.
We're not getting
Did
into
they
whip
make
talk.
a lip kit and side
Yeah.
skirt kit for this thing?
Yeah. There's
Jeez, a big exhale.
2 Japanese companies, which, like I said, they got big in Japan, make kits for it. One of them just started called Fearless Model. It's $10,000 for the entire lip kit.
Jesus Christ.
Then 5.
Paint matched or is that just
Oh no,
shipped bare?
that's just FRP, which is
Yeah.
fiberglass. Then they have also carbon, which is just gonna be a lot more.
Yeah.
But I don't. Maybe a front lip would help, but I don't really mind. I like the body look. I got the car because it kind of has a BN look to the side skirts.
Yeah.
For sure. And I mean, it's low without having to be body low as well. I mean, it's
Lip low. Lip low is I don't.
Yeah, like an IS300 that's lower 2.5 inches with a BN kit.
Okay, that goes hard though.
Yeah, it
That
does.
go hard though. Can we bring up some like?
I've had a
final
couple
bout.
IS300s with
There
BN
were
kits,
two
and
at final bout, and they both had like the kits, and that's
it's just been done for so long.
because it looks good. Okay, S chassis. You're gonna tell me right now you can get an S chassis and do it differently?
Okay. Then a BN kit?
No, just like you get an S chassis and you just make it look good, but not like any other S chassis. It's
Yeah.
impossible.
No.
Dave.
Okay, because that's because you have a
Yeah.
lot of camber. It's a stance car as S chassis.
Dude, he's
put-
taking camera out, actually.
He put 6 lug 4 spokes on his car. He's the fucking goat. I saw that thing so long ago with the 4 spokes on it. The Xterra wheels, I think they were Xterra wheels.
Right? Yeah.
That thing was insane.
Because they're like the thick spokes.
They were huge.
But it's with older cars, you can't. It's hard to do them different because everybody's done them like a certain way.
For sure.
You have to like invent your own kit, invent your own wheels.
So
He does have really rare wheels, though.
He doesn't. He doesn't stop talking to me about them.
Yeah. He does have really rare wheels.
oh, his Gardier or the what are they called?
Did he find a name for them? I thought he didn't know
the
what
ones
they
that
were.
he's running right now, the red ones.
Yeah, those. I forget the name right now off the top of my
It
head.
starts with a G. Anyways, but yeah, and then he's
Like I've never seen another set like that. So
dude. The name is right on the tip of my tongue.
I thought he just didn't know a name. 'Cause
no,
he had the
knows the
grenades.
name. Yeah, he actually bought another set,
Did he?
or no, a pair. He bought another pair.
But yeah, the other owner of Fear of Dying drives a black S13 Vert that's on the ground on some crazy wheels. And
The first time we went to
Was that no? Okay, so Fear of Dying before it started, you drove Dave, and you guys stopped by my work to talk to me about my car, and I didn't know who you guys were whatsoever.
yeah.
But this was like pre Fear of Dying. Then he's like, follow me. As I followed him, then it was Springfest of 2020, and
Yep.
because it was right before COVID, everything happened. This is the last big car meet.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then this is like when Fear of Dying like really dropped because everybody like he showed up with banners, and as the video like he blew up on Instagram Reels because the video of him backing in.
Yep.
yeah,
But that's like the first time I ever heard Fear of Dying was that because you guys had the banners, and that was the first time I saw his S13 in person. But I didn't talk to any of you guys.
No, you
but
didn't.
I knew
I didn't
who
know
you
you were
guys
even
were.
there.
I knew you guys were because he came to me being a nice person and just wanted to, hey, I like your car. I want to know you as a person.
Yeah, like we were driving to the mall. I don't even know why, but he was like, "Pull over." I was like, "Holy shit, what?" And then he was like, "That is cool." And I was just getting into cars at the time, and I was like, "What? What the fuck are you talking about?" He's like, "The white thing right there, that." And then he's like, "I'm gonna go inside." I was like, "That's so."
It was super weird, but now thinking back, like, if he didn't do that, there's so many friends Fear of Dying has got me, so many people, like, I talk to on a daily basis that I wouldn't know now because of what Fear of Dying has done.
that's good. It's like you said, a family bringing each other together.
Yeah, it's like, it's so crazy, like, how fast Fear of Dying grew. Like, so we were expecting at a year, like, we were just doing the math, like, just doing math, you know, like, just hypotheticals. We were like 3,000 followers in a year. That's our goal. And then we tripled it, and we're like, whoa, you know?
Pretty crazy.
So, I don't even know, like,
I think, I
so
mean,
crazy.
a lot of the times the things that work the best are the things that you don't try the hardest on. And I mean, obviously,
we only do this part-time. Like, this
Yeah.
is not my full-time job. Like, I'm still in the Army, so, like,
Yeah, and I'm not saying that you don't work hard on Fear of Dying, but you're
Yeah.
doing it not to get rich. You're doing it for the community. And I think I'm doing what I'm doing for the wrong reasons. I quit my job to kind of make this my pretty much my career. I try to make all the money I have off of this, and I kind of broke it from being a passion to make it my job, and I kind of strayed away from what I really wanted to do, which was sit down and talk to people and to learn about drift cars and to learn about shit like that, which is why the beginning of Dlzonwlz probably wasn't as good as the end of Dlzonwlz has been going for the last couple of months. But I mean, you guys have been, I mean, huge influencers, quote unquote influencers of the car community on Instagram within the last year. And I pretty much just want to hear the best stories that you have to share about starting Fear of Dying, and pretty much what got you and the co-owner, pretty much when did you meet the co-owner, when did you decide that this was going to be a thing, and when did you kind of take responsibility, because you each have responsibilities for the channel and the page and the company itself. When did that all pretty much come to fruition?
so it was, I don't even know. I think I brought it up to him. I said, like, hey, like, we should start we should start something. You know, like I had always wanted to do that. Like one like my dream one day is like to own like a storefront for FEAROFDYIN. Like that would be super super cool to me.
And how long had you known him at this point? Did you guys grow up together or just kind of Instagram friends?
I had gotten a piece. Well, I finished AIT and then I moved to Washington, and like all I did for a month fucking straight was just wash trucks so they could go to Australia. So, and he was in charge of me because he like outranks me or whatever.
Oh, so you guys served together? You met inside?
And so I'm just washing cars, and then he had left, or washing trucks, sorry. He had left to go on like this mission or whatever, and then came back and he brought me like some stuff from Japan, and I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. Yeah. He like brought me a Babe shirt, and I think that was like the main thing, and I was like, why did you do this, like, and that kind of like sparked our friendship, and I'm not bullshitting you, like literally every day from that point forward, we spent 8 hours like plus a day together every day until he left to move to Arkansas. Yeah, but we spent like literally every single day after work like planning like and like figuring out how we're gonna do FEAROFDYIN, like how much everything's gonna cost, like and we just like broke everything down to a science, like what's the best or like the cheapest way to ship something, what is the the best packaging or like the cheapest packaging that doesn't like add weight, like we just figured out as much as we possibly could. Like the first design was done by me. A lot of the designs are done by me, but they're also done by like other people that like what we do. Like Brennan, for example.
With the shooting stars.
Yeah, Hell on Earth, that's his brand. He makes really cool stuff. Like he just did his first drop. And I would have just assumed that he's doing really well. Yeah, like he's made a couple designs. AJ Strubaj, he's a great guy. He makes a lot of. He made a few of our designs. Ralph with Afraid of Drowning. I've never met Ralph, but Dave has. Heard nothing but good things about Ralph. And his brand is pretty cool.
Did you have any experience cutting vinyl and making stuff like this before? Or when you started FEAROFDYIN, did you buy your first vinyl cutter? Because you cut and make everything in-house, right?
Yeah, I make all the stickers for FEAROFDYIN. Every single one.
Which I attempt to make stickers here, and it's a shit show. It sucks every single time, no matter how many times you do it. It's a shit show every single time.
Yeah, I get like off track and stuff like that, so like... And I hate doing tedious things, so like doing stickers and like being like this for hours on end it just really annoys the shit out of me. But I still do it. But you were asking about like did I have any prior experience?
Yeah, did you?
No, like none whatsoever. Everything like Dave is my money guy. Like he figures out and crunches the numbers. And I'm more of like we're both very creative, so that like help bring the process along, and like we just kind of like spit ideas back and forth together, and then we just agree on something. But like our first like shirt that we ever did, the 3D heads.
Oh, then you had that rear banner.
I have that one.
You have that one?
Yeah.
Okay, so that one was also like a rear banner. There's like 4. There was like 4 in existence.
I remember you posting how
I'm,
shitty that thing
yes,
was.
I know. Okay, so every time I look at that photo, I imagine weeding that and just printing it, and I'm just like,
3 hours.
Because if you don't know, when you cut vinyl, it just leaves pretty much a trace design of the vinyl that you have to go through and actually pick out of the design itself. And he had this giant, it's like 2 faces and a globe in the middle, right? Or
it's a bunch of like small squares.
It's just a bunch
it's like
of
3D
tiny
heads,
stuff.
but they're like wireframe.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And it said like fear of and then dying at the bottom, and I did not like that, and I will never release it ever again. That's another thing. Like once we draw something, we never release it ever again.
That's sick.
So it kind of gets people to like want to cop something before it's too late, and we get that all the time. Oh, you're sold out of largest. Oh, you're sold out of medium. Like
which is why when you did the fear
about it.
You just did the Afraid of Drowning one.
Yeah.
You did a pre-order, right?
Yep. So
Nice.
like we did the pre-order so we don't have to run into that issue, and also because like it's 2 brands and
For sure.
all the splitting of things. But yeah, no prior experience. All the stickers are made by me. All the orders are shipped by Dave, and like that's how we run it. So
Nice.
and and what else?
I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm just happy that you guys built it together and everything's still good between you guys, and
Yeah.
Fear of Dying is still on the up and up. You guys aren't stopping this to do anything else. You obviously are doing things on this. This is a thing that you do on the side, but it's not stopping anytime soon.
No, not at all.
And are you planning on? When you get out of Washington, are you trying to meet back up with Dave to try to
Yeah,
link
of course.
up?
Like he's like my brother, so, and has helped me through a lot of stuff in my life. Like, aside from like the military and stuff like that, but just like my personal life, like being somewhat like my financial advisor, like getting me into cars, like
Is he older
meeting
than you at
people.
all? Or are you
Yeah,
guys-
he's 23 or
I
24.
thought he was like 27.
No, he's only like 23 or 24, but yeah, he really got me into cars and got me into like, that's corny, that's not, you know, and
sure.
kind of like shaped my mind and gave me like the eye for like what's good and
And
what's
with the
not.
limited experience that I have with Dave and the conversation that I've had with him, he's got a really good eye for bullshit.
Yeah.
And he could spot bullshit from a mile away.
Yeah,
And
and
he just kind of gets a whiff of it and he's like, cap. And then it usually...
And he's also a good person that's like a good judgment of character. Like he knows like a good person and he knows like a bad person, or he will like tell me like, I don't think you should like talk to this person, or like
He's got a spidey sense.
yeah, like he just kind of knows and he's never been wrong. So
Well, that's good.
I listen to him.
So a little bit more about the Fear of Dying banner thing. There's obviously been people that have knocked off the logo and have printed out their own Fear of Dying shit.
Yeah.
Tell me about your experience with uncovering and finding and exposing people that have fraudulent Fear of Dying banners.
I appreciate the person that like, you know, like you really want to be in Fear of Dying and you went out of your way to go get somebody to cut you a banner,
Yeah.
or you know, you just like screen grabbed like a banner or something and trace it out and like try to make it your own.
Does that PNG exist anywhere on the internet that they can grab it off of?
I'll sell it. $5,000. Let's go.
Because for those of you that don't know, there is an Easter egg on the banners themselves. What's the Easter egg on the original?
I'm not gonna reveal the
Oh,
Easter egg.
okay.
I never will. You
Okay.
shut your mouth.
If you are an
No,
original...
I exposed it on my Instagram.
Yeah, you did, but if they weren't there in
Yeah,
that
no,
24-hour
yes.
period, they do not know.
Okay.
So
So there is a way to tell if there is a
the
fraudulent
outlines
Fear.
can be faked.
Yeah, the outlines could be faked,
Yeah.
but it's really easy to tell if somebody's a member and somebody is not. If we're not following you on the Instagram,
Yeah.
you're not a member.
That's why I don't have the follow yet.
If you're on reps, you're more than likely not a member.
You're getting me unfollowed.
No, because
But it's different.
It's a family. It's just being nice to people because I was on stock wheels, I was on reps, but I wasn't judged because of my car. You're judged by the person.
Yeah.
Because
But when I met you, you were on 3-piece.
I was on 3-piece wheels and I hated my life.
Which is why
But
he unfollowed
that's
you.
when I met you.
I'm
And
still on reps. I'm on MB battles.
MB battles are the realest fake wheels you could possibly get because they're still $1,000 for some reason.
No, they were
What are
they were
more real than-
$600 new. They were $600
Yeah, but they were
for a set, and now
$600
they're
new in
$1,000.
2017 on.
Like
They got discontinued in
2017.
2017.
And now they're like $1,200 for a set of 18s.
Yeah, because they got discontinued
I
4
like
years
the
ago.
wheel, okay?
They're a good-looking
wheels.
wheel.
They fit everything.
Same thing with...
JNCO 30s.
If you have a set of 18 by
Kilometers.
9.5 MB battles and 5 by 114.3 for under $1,000, let me know.
If anybody wants to buy 17 by 9.5 plus 15 MB battles,
No.
$1,000.
No one wants 17s because
I can attest to that. Nobody wants 17s.
yeah,
At all.
there's
I
only
want
like
17s.
four.
Except Dave.
There's
Dave
only like
loves
4
17s.
sets of 18-inch battles left in the states.
There's no.
There's
'cause
probably people that hoard them.
this is the
There
when
are.
I bought these wheels, it was the only listing, and
Yeah.
so I bought 6 at once because the guy was only. I was like, I just want 4.
I've
He's
probably
like,
had
"No,
6 sets, and I've never paid over $500 for any of them because
I'm gonna say
they
I
were
paid
way back then.
I paid $600 for 6 of them, and I sold 2 of them because I didn't need the 2.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I can't pass this offer up because I was gonna buy G33s, the square R33 reps.
Yeah.
And if there's like MB battles.
For sure.
Because
I mean,
it's
this is the look.
been a
I
dream-
need you to know that this is the look.
it's been like a dream wheel of fitting 5 lug wheels on this car because it's 4x100 from factory.
Oh, it is.
You didn't know that?
No.
It's 4x100. That's why my Instagram's
This thing's shitty.
Instagram shout out 4x100 hate.
There's a 2019 car that's still 4x100.
Miatas. Honda Fits.
Yep.
There's a lot of Mitsubishi Mirages.
That makes me so sad.
The fact you know that, it's like
He take wheels off all.
I know, but like
His
God
job
damn.
is.
Yeah, it's 4x100. Shout out Russia to these 20mm adapters because you can't get them anywhere smaller besides ordering from Russia.
I've learned that Russia makes better parts for Japanese
Shout
cars
out
than
to
Japan.
I was talking to some guy from Russia the other day. Shout out to Russia. That's
Was that the guy that posted you on a story?
no, because he gave me a translation that was a weather report.
Oh.
Then I would just start talking about Russia because Russia, you got the AKs.
Yeah.
You get so many good rifles from Russia.
Shout out Kalashnikov.
God, I forget his actual name, his first name, but
Brendan Herrera.
no, not Brendan Herrera. But shout out Brendan Herrera also. I watched him earlier today.
Oh yeah. The
But
AK-50's coming along great.
Mikhail Kalashnikov. I don't want to.
Oh, it's
don't-
Alexander Kalashnikov.
Alex, is it?
I think so.
I don't
Isn't that
wanna
what AK
butcher it.
is?
Well, it's Kalashnikov,
Yeah.
but we don't have AK-47s anymore. They're AKMs after
Yeah.
like the 70s or 80s. But yeah, we don't need to talk about
Anyways,
guns.
this is not gun talk. ATF, stay out of my fucking DMs.
ABC boys.
Anyways, let's get into where your love of cars came from. Was it early on, or pretty much after high school, after your life began as an adult?
So I mean, everybody went to the book fair and had the Lamborghini poster or
Yep.
whatever.
Yellow Huracan.
Or like mine was green or it was yellow, whatever. Like as somebody, that's. I mean, I like cars and stuff like that, but like I did not know how to work on cars whatsoever.
Yeah.
And like after suspension wise, still don't know. So, I mean, like I leave it up to like Dave really because like he's the one who, I wouldn't say forced, but was always like getting me up and at him about like going to do something, going to like pick up a car, going to sell a car, going to work on his car, like, you know, I mean, I knew about tools, like my dad's an electrician, but like working on cars, had no idea, didn't know like what good wheels were, what good coilovers were. Like I always wanted Broadways because Kyle or Dave had Broadways, and
Wait,
like
do you have to censor that out?
Yeah, are we gonna have to? Does he not go back? We can obviously cut
Dave,
this.
it's just Dave, sorry, but
I thought he was gonna look on
Dave
Facebook.
had Broadways, and I always wanted some, and I finally got some. That's a great story about how I got my Broadways.
Yeah.
In general, but
Tell me about how you got your first set of Broadways.
okay, so
Women.
yeah,
Women.
Yeah, so appreciate you. No, but so okay, so I was dating a girl at the time, and it was just about to be Thanksgiving, and you know what comes up after Thanksgiving? You get Black Friday. So I was like, hey, these are on sale for like $200 cheaper. And she was like, okay, like I'll get you Broadways.
Okay, didn't you guys break up like a week after this?
Yes.
Before Christmas.
So, well, no. I think we broke up in like January.
Really? Because I thought,
Yeah.
well, because it took a while to get the Broadways, but because you guys were broken up before you got the Broadways. Because that was like the big thing I remember.
Yeah, but I got them bitches. And I don't know if I was one. I want to say like I'm one of the first. I was one of the first E46s with true rear conversion with camber. I want to say.
It took you a while to get camber.
I mean, the rear is like really easy, but the shitty part is toe. Toe was the killer for my car. Like with the E90 that I have now, like toe is literally an arm. So
well, the suspension
it's much
still
easier.
sucks, but E46, E36, like rear toe,
Trash.
it is horrible because
It's-
it's the whole trailing arm you move.
Yeah, it moves like this.
Big ass arm.
Like what the fuck?
So
anyways,
tell me a little bit about your first build and the E46. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the E46 probably on his Instagram or on the Fear of Dying Instagram.
I don't have a lot of followers. I've never posted my car on the Fear Dying page. I don't believe, or that I remember. Maybe one time.
I think back when you first got
Yeah.
it with like it was like the industrial district area, like photos,
Oh yeah, that was like yeah.
like when you first got it.
Yeah, but rather than that, I didn't do it. Like I'm not a cloud chaser kind of person.
Okay.
But yeah, so my first build was, 2003 BMW E46 325i. I bought it off my boy Frankie. Shout out to Frankie.
Frankie Peanut?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I bought it off of him for like $3,500, and it already had an angle kit, welded diff, chassis mounted short shifter.
That's a nice little steal for $3,500.
Yeah, and I never had a problem with like everybody always has problems with the cooling system. For
That's a
some reason.
BMW
The
thing.
overflow reservoir cracks and fucks
Never
you.
had an issue, bro.
It was
never
probably replaced.
But I'm sure, and it all had all poly but like the rear subframe was already enforced, not by him, but I guess by the owner before him. Trans, and it had the center support bearing replaced. Like it was solid. Like it was a solid car. And then I destroyed it. But I didn't destroy the car. Like I definitely would still take the car right now back and drive it. Like,
Yeah.
have no problem. I just need to get it on for Cory. But yeah, so I had got SLR top hats. I slotted the strut towers, which now that I look back on it, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just got tilted spindles, but besides the point. SLR top hats, Broadway coils, true rear conversion, what else? PBM uppers in the rear, eBay rear arms, like rear, what are they called? Rear lowers, I guess. Yeah, rear lowers. Those were 3-inch extended, and what else? I'm trying to think. And then my carving heads.
So you had some pretty spectacular wheels on the E46 for a
Yeah.
while. Tell me the story about, because you ended up with what, 5 of the carvings?
No, I had 7.
Yeah.
7 of the carvings.
7 carving heads. So I ordered the carving heads from a guy on Instagram.
Can we get some prices?
So the original set that I bought were 17 by 9.5 plus 15 for $2,500 for 4 of them.
That's not a bad deal.
It was a good deal, and I jumped on it right away. And then not knowing, like, I was just like fresh into cars, so I didn't really understand like what the wheel was, you know, and like how rare it was at the time. But so I jumped on it, and then I finally, the packages come and I only get 3.
Oh,
and I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened? So then I contact UPS, and they're like, yeah, we lost it. We found the box, but we lost your wheel. No. How the fuck is that possible?
Dude.
It's a really heavy wheel too, so I don't know. Somebody's probably got it in their house. Leave a comment if you have it in your house as a table or something.
A shop just like this, just on
Yeah.
the wall.
If you have a single work, or no, is it a work
Yeah, it's
carving?
work carving head.
Work carving, Jesus
So
Christ.
then I was like, well, shit, what am I going to do? So Dave sourced some shitty-ass spec, like bent lip carving heads for $650. I was like, I'm going to take them.
Oh, full set of 4.
Full set with like rep caps, the 3-spoke ones.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to get those. And they came with like 2 other mariachi ones, not the good ones, but the flat-faced mariachis. So, and in the box of the original set that I had bought, they lost all 4 original center caps and one of the premiums. They lost that.
Dude, they literally lost
And
$1,500
the original
worth of
key,
fucking shit.
like the key to take the center caps off, they lost that. So, there was that.
That
and then,
sucks so bad.
and of course it was that box. Like that
The
box.
box always has, because someone went through it.
Yeah, someone had to have went through it.
Someone had to have
through the
stolen that
boxes.
wheel.
Yeah. So,
Which sucks, because you take a $2,500 set of wheel and you lose one of them, and now the 3 wheels that you have are now worth $700 because
Yeah.
no one gives a shit about these 3 wheels.
so I bought the other set, the terrible set, and then I shipped off 2 of them to Nifty Bill. Great guy, but they just took a long time because they're 2-piece welded. So
You
that
have to
sucked.
split them to rebuild them.
Yeah, so they were split, and then I got them back in like April-ish, I think.
I don't know. I don't.
I don't remember.
Life. I don't
It doesn't
know.
matter. But April-ish, I got them back, and I had them spec'd out to 17 by 11, -13, and I really love them. But now here's the problem: is trying to fit them stock body. So I did what any normal person would do, and I was gonna do welded flares and mold them and all that happy jazz, but like I just couldn't get the toe to set right. So the wheel,
Bunch of toe in.
it was too much toe in because of the camber, the amount of camber that I had to run to get them to fit. So
Ridiculous.
yeah, so I think at one point like I was at like -23, and I was
Jesus.
like, fuck this, I'm not doing
Pulling
this.
up like Orion at the griots.
Yeah, so I was just over it, and I sold the car and I just used it to pay off debt. But I mean, it was a good experience, and I snapped axles all the time. Like anytime if I clutch kicked it, boom, broken axle. Clutch kick it, boom, broken axle. The day I went to sell it, like I was showing, it was like I sold it to a kid that was like 16 or some shit, and Not by choice. It just so happened to be like that. I listed on Facebook, but I clutch kicked it and then boom, I broke an axle. So I had to bust the mission, replace the axle, and then get rid of it.
Wasn't the first time you broke an axle, the axle was stuck in the hub?
Like the spindle is actually stuck.
Yeah,
in
it was
there.
like
No. That's not what happened.
I remember just some.
I don't know exactly even how that happened, but my wheel grenaded on I-5.
Oh no.
Wait, that's because that's why I had the 3 BMWs at my house.
With the
because I took
carvings on?
one.
Huh?
With the carvings on? Did you ever run all 4 carvings on?
Yeah,
that?
I did.
Did you
Yeah.
leave base with that on, or did you stay on base?
No, I stayed on base because like the toe was so bad, I was just gonna shred the tire like instantly.
Yeah.
So, and I couldn't cause he works, at Firestone, which is kind of far. So I was like, I mean, I could risk it, but I don't think I'd make it. I would have to buy tires at Firestone, and that's not gonna be cheap.
Should have called a $100 tow truck, bro. Flatbed.
No, it's if you run a lot of camber like those BMWs, you can't set your toe straight without like cutting and messing with your trailing arm.
Yeah. Okay. And then obviously the E46 is gone now. Do you have plans for a build in the future?
So right now, I bought a 2008 BMW 335i 6-speed manual, and it's only got, I just hit 85,000 miles.
It's a
the other
baby.
day. Yeah, it's super mint. But yeah, so the goal for that car was originally going to be bags, 500 horsepower, and wheels, and that was going to be it. But now I think I just want to do coils, like lower it slightly, like just so I have like decent fitment and wheels, and that's it. And 500 horsepower. That is a must. I have to do
Twin
that.
turbo, right?
Yeah, it's twin turbo, M54. It's a good car. I love the car, and I currently have a boost leak, but whatever. It's okay.
Whatever.
Just a vacuum
Let
line.
me know when you need the water pump done.
He just hit 85,000, so 8 at now.
On the Carfax, I'd already been through 2 water pumps.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I have never
First
had
one
a
that's
problem.
effective from
That's a curse
BMW.
car.
But all of the maintenance has been done strictly by BMW. Well,
You
that's
get it
not
from a
the-
lawyer? Or
the
did you get
shit.
it from a dealership?
I got it from a Ford dealership,
Nice.
and I got it for 10,000 out the door.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Is it black leather inside?
No, it's gray leather, which I was like, oh, I don't like this, but like I couldn't find a white on red guts that didn't have high mileage or wasn't in an accident or some shit like that. At the worst comes to worst, if I really, really wanted red interior, I could just buy it,
Yeah.
for like $2,500.
It's on eBay for 25. I've seen them.
Yeah, so that's worst case scenario.
Nice. Cory, do you have any plans for the Fiat coming up? I know he just put the MB Battles and the 326 rep wing on, and so it's got a new style. But are you gonna change it up in a month or?
Who knows?
Stickers only.
I stopped talking to family, but then like I'm getting back into talking to family, so I post like weekly Facebook dumps that I'm trying to commit to. And my dad commented, he's like, "No decals this week," but there are Afraid of Drowning stickers on the car that are new from the week previously.
Hot gossip, baby.
Hot gossip, baby. But going to the final bout, really inspiring of like just like keeping like nice, clean, stylish like liveries.
Yeah.
But like obviously, I always look at different wheels, look at different like styling options because.
Question: would you ever white out all of the
there is-
like the grill, like
It would be
your whole
so
bumper?
hard if there was no
Yeah.
black.
There is no. I like the black and like the front lip area.
And if you had Ganadors,
it's super. It's like a textured plastic.
off the door, bro.
No, I do not like Ganadors. Ganadors are just
okay,
played
dude,
out.
white out my
Ganadors
gear.
are played out.
Because you can't afford them.
What am I doing with my Ganadors for? Okay, Ganadors.
Why are you checking his pockets?
You pocket checking?
Pocket check.
Ganadors. Why not just buy GK Tech? Fanadors.
Cloud.
But it's. People say you can't see out their mirrors. I mean, I tinted my mirrors red. I can't see much anymore.
Well, if you drive a left-hand drive car, you're not going to be able to see it out of right-hand drive mirrors.
But Ganadors, I don't know. They don't pique my interest. Same thing with like Blitz 03s, like super overpriced for no reason. They don't.
Yeah.
They
If
don't-
you're interested in Blitz 03s and want to win a skateboard with some Blitz 03s on it, follow our Instagram to win this Adam LZ signed skate deck. Once we hit 1,000 followers, I'm going to be giving away this signed Adam LZ LZ MFG S15 skate deck. So if you want to win this, it's got Blitz 03s. So
Then you can have a pair.
Then you can say that you own something resembling some Blitz 03s that you didn't have to pay $6,500 before shipping.
I would never do that. I will. The only wheels that I would ever purchase that are over $4,000 to $5,000 ever again is Vogarts. Period.
So
3-piece Vogarts, 18s.
The only good 3-piece wheels.
I know somebody that has a set for sale, but he wants a lot.
The only good 3-piece wheels are Minervas and Techno Speeds.
Minervas are
I love them.
ugly on
They're-
90% of cars.
No, I would sell my left nut for a pair of like a full set of 17 Minervas right now or Techno Speeds. My nuts are
I
gone.
love those wheels.
I don't.
Nuts
Dave
are
used to
gone.
have some, and I didn't know what they were at
You
the
are
time.
getting on my nerves.
I don't like Minervas.
You are
Dude,
getting on my nerves.
Jimmy Oaks
Come on.
bought a set of Minervas like 6
he has
months ago.
He has the faces also. He like tested on cars. Oh, they look so good.
so ugly.
They're so good.
I think they
they're
look good
fire.
on.
They're gonna go super up in price. I'm telling you.
Okay, so Techno Speeds, like, because everybody wants Blitz 03s, but
The
people
Techno
don't-
Speeds?
People don't really care about Blitz Techno Speeds yet. But the Techno Speeds are going to
Yes.
spike up in price.
Yep.
Minervas. I think every old 3-piece wheel is going to spike up.
Yep.
Because
Well, yeah, for sure.
everybody's just putting on
I
the
wanted
stance
to
cars.
put a white face, chrome lip, Techno Speeds on my E90.
Also, I don't like polished chrome wheels anymore. It's hard to maintain. I would paint faces.
I like painted faces a lot more. I mean, I have a soft spot for gold plated VSKFs. Shout out to
White face VSKFs. If VSKFs are just, they look like they belong on like an old Charger, but
well, yeah, they look like
Ford Mustang.
yeah, just any old,
Thrustmasters.
any old boomer car, they're American racing wheels.
Oh, yeah.
VSKFs, people that know me know I don't like VSKFs. I don't like 3-piece wheels much.
Yeah.
But they don't pique my interest. But white faces and polish lips on VSKFs will look good with white faces.
Yep.
I think Dave has a set where they
Yeah.
but
The wheels on Hertz RX-7, the fucking 18 by 12.5 gold plated VSKFs.
That's like way over the top.
it's over.
though.
Bro,
That's
if
why I
it's the
love
car.
them.
If it's the car, okay, if
It
the
does
car's
fit the car.
over
on the
top-
Torque Stallion, they're perfect. I would never imagine a different set of wheels
But
on that
if
car.
you're gonna see, because it's gonna be someone with some VA chassis Subaru getting gold plated, like the 3 pieces on the 10 grand for gold plated Blitz 03s.
They sold.
Some give a VA chassis Subaru is gonna put them on.
It's a kid in Saudi Arabia, hands down. Has to be.
They're gonna end up on a
3 pieces in California. There's rich families in California, Silicon
Yeah,
Valley.
for
Some
sure.
kid has these on his. I'm just gonna keep saying VA chassis because that's the car now that everybody's putting these 3-piece wheels on with bad fitment, and I just Blitz 03s.
Follow the Dlzonwlz Instagram because at 1,000 followers we'll be giving away this Blitz 03 skate deck. It has nothing to do with Adam LZ. It's just Blitz 03s. Anyways, do you have plans for an upcoming chassis, or are you gonna stick with this chassis for a while?
Right now, I'm content. I wanna build a drift car. It's because drifting's the thing that got me into cars.
I would
the things
too.
I've always kept up with. But right now, the market for any car, anything's just absolutely
Anything used.
anything like brand new, even brand new cars, you can't buy a new car.
Yeah.
But like used cars, there's no point in buying a car currently.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted just like a drift chassis, but it's like S13s for just destroyed shell is like $5,000. And
Yeah.
I don't want that. If I got like a drift chassis, it'd be something like this. Fiat's abstract, so I get something abstract. I like the trend of C6 Corvettes as drift cars now.
Hell yeah.
Because it is the best looking thing.
Spencer Casey just finished his up. He's getting his motor
Because-
built right now.
Yeah. Doesn't he have the 350Z also?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then one of the villains guys is the 3rd gen Camaro.
Yes,
which
that thing is so hard.
in Forza 7. That's the number 1 car I drift is a 3rd gen Camaro because my dad had one.
The cat eye, baby.
That was his midlife crisis. Was that, and that got me into 3rd gen Camaros. And it's like that'd be a really cool drift chassis. And seeing that thing in person.
Is that the one with Lambo doors?
Does he have a? No,
There's no,
because it's the villain's brown.
That's the white one that has.
And it's on Equipo 5s.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
equips
Yeah.
on it.
No, it looks so good on a 3rd gen Camaro.
I hate that wheel so much.
But
it's rep to like,
VSKFs on a
for
3rd gen Camaro, hard.
Yeah,
Hard.
the white 3rd gen Camaro on VSKFs with the Lambo
That's a
doors.
thing?
Yes, baby.
I know.
It's got Lambo doors. It's got the S13 front fenders on it. It looks insane. It was on Drift Week. It was on the last Drift Week.
I don't keep up Drift Week stuff because what's his face that runs Lone Star just kind of like puts me off my head for some reason. But I have friends that live in Texas say he's not a nice person IRL. So
He's just very intense. I've had some experiences with Aaron, and he just takes his job very seriously, which
is a good thing.
it's a very good thing for an event coordinator and someone that puts on drift events and car shows and things of his magnitude.
very, very influential in the drift scene.
For sure. He has definitely put a lot of thoughts into a lot of younger people's heads, and I mean, it shows. But I'm gonna ask you both for your honest opinions on takeovers and what they have done to
You
the
want to do this on
community.
3?
Okay.
I'll let you go for the. You're gonna get the full Chelsea Denofa talk.
Okay,
You're gonna
yeah.
start screaming like he did.
Okay.
Okay, Cory, start me off with
Me?
how you feel about takeovers in general and people that participate in them.
They're absolutely stupid.
Okay.
Is the worst thing. They've become very big in the Pacific Northwest area of them taking over. They're also just not smart. They're going through
Yeah.
toll bridges and doing donuts on toll bridges.
On camera.
On camera. They're going into tunnels where there's a toll camera and they all got ticketed. It's
Caught you in 4K, bro.
They're not smart. My work has a giant parking lot in front of
Yep.
it, and the other day people were just doing donuts. I'm like, I was gonna take videos, but that's what they want. They want like the attention.
Yeah.
It's just they're ruining everything. There was some big. It was when the cop ran over in downtown Tacoma. The cop ran over a takeover guy.
A couple people.
The
yeah.
next
Good.
day, I got pulled over because they're like, "Hey."
I mean, they're cracking down on any modified car.
Yeah, I drive a modified car, and I was just like, "Yeah, does my car look like I can do this? I have Kimber."
Yeah.
And cops come to my work during weekends, and I talk to them and be like, "Hey," they're like, "You're fine." Realistically, you can tell the takeover cars
For
like
sure.
anything.
Yeah, Charger, Challenger, Mustang.
Anything made by Mopar
anything-
or that has an automatic V6 in it that's rear-wheel drive is probably
Also,
participating in it.
there for a while, the Slav Street Crew, those guys.
That was it was super funny. The photoshops of them though.
Yeah, the total BMWs or like the crash BMWs that I guess they fix and get to run and drive, and then they just go.
I've noticed an abundance of Lexus SC300s and SC400s.
any-
I hate
cheap-
that chassis.
if
I'm
they-
sorry, I just do.
I'm gonna call them poor. They're poor. If they can get a rear-wheel drive car for cheap, they'll do it.
It's any cheap rear-wheel drive car that makes
Because
over 150
LS400s are getting big for them because you can see Facebook Marketplace. They're all just destroyed LS400s and
with
they're selling.
295,000 miles.
That one is still going though.
For sure. It runs like a fucking top somehow. It hasn't had its oil change since fucking Clinton was in office, but it's okay.
But it's just people that they don't know what they're doing. We talked about this off camera about the one guy going up his Laurel to park to learn to drift, which people were like making fun of him, but that deserves respect.
He got made fun of because he had people in his backseat without a cage.
Yeah, but also people make fun of him because he was a takeover kid going to a drift event.
I didn't know that. The only heat I saw was him putting other people in danger, which you should never have people in your backseat if you don't have a caged car. That's plain and simple, period.
But it's cool. It's
I mean, it's cool.
It's park.
If
Park's
you're-
slow and slowish, so kind of slowish and small.
Yeah.
But if you're going to like Evergreen, going to was it 3/8 bank?
Yep.
Obviously you have to have a cage to hit that. Right?
Well, that's the 5/8 bag.
5/8. So I don't know. I hate Evergreen. He went from trying to be a takeover kid to learn to drift. In the Facebook post I saw was people making fun of him for being a takeover kid.
Yeah.
And I screen recorded it, put it on Twitter because I was like, this is kind of funny. And I thought about it. It's like, no, he's trying to like change himself and actually learn drifting.
He's taking it to the track.
Learn style. He had a Laurel, which is sick.
Yeah.
But it rolled. But people were just digging him because he's a takeover kid. But people can change.
For
Like,
sure.
Everybody changes.
And I think if you make the attempt, like what Dlzonwlz has kind of been promoting as fuck takeovers and take it to the track, if you are also doing your best to get on the track as much as you can to practice your skills and learn your car and learn your chassis and what you're capable of doing behind the wheel, that's one thing. But if you're just going out every night and wreaking havoc just for the whatever the fuck it is, whatever you're trying to gain
underage
from
girlfriends.
it's underage girlfriends. It's not clout because you're not getting clout. None of us give a shit about. I mean, we don't give a shit about you. We give a shit about you affecting us and the car community as a whole because everybody that's above 25 years old thinks that the car community is the one that's doing this. I've seen a bunch of news clips that say car heads or car enthusiasts running amok or and doing whatever the fuck they do, and they refer to them as not takeover kids, not as whatever the fuck they should be called, but they're calling them car enthusiasts. And when I call myself a car enthusiast, and when I tell people or show people that I drive modified cars, I do not want to be associated with anyone that has ever driven at or participated in a takeover.
Yeah.
They're the scum of the earth. Farmer, tell me how takeovers have affected your mental status and pretty much Fear of Dying as a general, because, I mean, Fear of Dying has come in contact with pretty much the takeover community.
Yeah, so there's a rule, like, one, if you go to a takeover, you attend, like, you go and participate in a takeover, you're gone. Like, you're out.
So if you're already a member and you've gone to a takeover, and they obviously, because if you're a member, you have Fear of Dying shit on, and you're representing a brand as a whole.
Yeah, like, it's not. It doesn't just affect you.
Exactly.
It affects the whole brand as a whole. Well, I just said that. It affects everyone.
For sure.
Right. So if you go to takeovers, right? I don't even understand like why it's even a thing. You know.
It doesn't
like,
make sense.
I don't know. I agree, like, taking it to the track is 100% the better option. Even by yourself, like, with a friend that actually knows how to drift in a parking lot is way better than 1,400 people in a circle, stopping a four-way.
They've incorporated fireworks.
No, gasoline on the ground.
Gasoline and the ring of fire. I've seen them literally setting their cars on fire on purpose. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
It's just hilarious to see the videos of. It's
Yeah,
just
like,
a
people
stupid
getting
idea to
hit,
do in person.
you 1,000% deserve to get hit.
If you are in the
1000%.
pit and you get smacked, no one gives a shit. That's your fucking
I'm
fault.
going to laugh, and I'm going to share it on Instagram and say, that's your fault.
Okay, they don't care
100%.
if people get hit unless it's a cop running them over. Then it's
the end of the world. Like, fuck the police and all this stuff.
but they're blocking a cop car. People are saying they're trying to get another thing. They're trying to shut down the takeover, but they're blocking the car in.
Someone literally died in Tacoma 2 weeks ago because an ambulance couldn't get through I-5 because there was a takeover going through, and an ambulance was trying to respond to a call, and they could not get on the freeway.
Imagine being that person.
Or the daughter of that person.
It's the whole family, the entire family.
Anyone that's involved with any Jurassic thing that's involved with literally your ass wanting to do burnouts on the street when you could have done it anywhere else that doesn't affect civilization or innocent people.
Like, just go to an old building that's up for lease and use their parking lot. Like, do something that, you're not blocking a public road. You're not, like, in the way of anyone. It's you and the poles. That's all that can happen is you hit the fucking pole, and that's it.
Try not to be like my daughter and hit the pole, bro.
What?
What? My daughter hit
You're
the
younger
pole.
than me. How do you have a daughter?
What?
Are you Mikey?
Don't worry about it. Jesus. Mikey, keep your daughter off the pole.
Mikey ain't got
Yeah.
no daughter. He's fine.
Oh, does he have a son?
Yeah, well, Jacob's 1 year old.
Yeah.
Right before
The goat. That's
I
right.
came here, I was playing with him. Mikey was playing Call of Duty.
Mikey's a good dad.
Jacob is a cool kid. Anyway, but yeah, takeovers, 100% take it to the track. If you like genuinely want to learn how to drift instead of just doing this and be able to do like this or something, go to the track,
Or
but if you want to
we have
spend
audio listeners. He was drawing a circle with his finger and a figure eight with his finger.
Yeah. If you want to be able to do cool stuff in your car and I guess impress your friends, I guess that's why they do it. I don't know why they do it.
I've
There's
tried to
no
rack
rhyme
my
or
brain on
reason.
multiple episodes on why they do it and what they're chasing. I think it's because they literally have never been to the track and don't know what the adrenaline rush of a full day of driving and a full day of contained enjoyment is. Because, I mean, when you go to the track, it's all...
Maybe it's the illegal factor. Maybe it's like,
yeah.
ooh, I can get caught kind of thing.
I don't know.
It's that, but I think we've all gone to like empty parking lots and we've all done donuts. And
We've
you
all
have-
street drifted.
I-
There's a huge difference between street drifting and takeovers.
I do it like almost every morning in the rain. I get horrible anxiety every time I kick the clutch in my car in an empty parking lot. I know no one's around.
Yeah.
And I still
Me
get horrible
too.
anxiety.
Just
But
that the shakes you get after doing something illegal in your car and not getting caught for it. I mean, that's what we all live for.
But you can go to the track and you get the same rush because you're throwing your car around a corner, but you don't have the illegal factor. But they're just doing it on the streets. But most people going to takeovers aren't driving. They're standing in a crowd watching because they don't want to do it themselves. They're scared of getting caught.
Yeah.
Because there's wimps.
when those people are probably worse for the culture than the people actually driving. Because the people
yeah.
actually driving are putting whatever kind of effort, even if it's into the wrong thing, they're still trying to do something. The people that roll up in their 2006 Honda Accord and park it a mile down the street and walk and take videos of it and
Bring
literally
fireworks.
bring fireworks.
That's the lamest shit.
Yeah.
Like, it would all end if those people just didn't come.
For sure.
Like, who hops in the car? Hey, Cory, do you want to go look at these cars do circles?
You want to go see that Hellcat?
Yeah, like, you can literally just go to the dealership if you want to see that in way better condition. Like, at that, like, all all muscle cars have been ruined for me. Like all right, because of the price. I'm never paying that much for a vehicle that has 707 horsepower.
I'd buy a
because
Hellcat.
I could build it for way less.
I'd buy a Hellcat.
I would
Hellcat.
ever. Like
I saw a couple of them under 30 grand, 6-speed under 100,000 miles. For buying a car with 700.
guaranteed, it's beat.
They've
the
probably
fuck
It's
been-
been
up.
to a takeover.
It's
Yeah.
been to a takeover. That's probably why they're under 30
and they're
grand.
cup magnets too. Like
For sure.
It's not like you
all
can make it
Mopar
quiet.
products are hot now. You can't drive a Mopar product on the street without literally being associated with a takeover.
Like I saw a TikTok the other day that was like bad things about driving a Scat, right? And it was like 1 ticket a month. That was the first thing. 1 ticket a month minimum.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't want that.
No, for
Your
sure
insurance
not.
is gonna go woo. Like,
And Challengers are kind of ugly.
Okay, Chargers though.
Chargers are hot. The wide body
Like-
Chargers get me kind of hot.
This is
flustered.
This is a
I don't care
Hellcat
for
fan
it.
club here. Okay,
I don't care
Hellcat
for it.
Charger fan club.
I would much rather build a car that's way faster.
This is the Lil
for
Peep
way
fan
less
club.
money.
What are you talking about?
we all have
Yeah.
okay. We all matching Lil Peep
we all pulled up
tattoos.
with the same swallow.
No, because I have friends that are in Atlanta where like takeover scenes are bigger, but they all play Assetto and they all have Hellcats in Assetto and they on SRP. If you ever played SRP and just drive Hellcats down, but I don't know where I'm going after this.
Would you rather spend $80,000 on a Hellcat off the lot for how much horsepower is it? Like
Seven,
It's 707.
707. Would
new
you
ones
rather
are
spend
770.
Really?
80 G's on 707 horsepower or buy a
Two 240 SXs.
no
You can get maybe
Hey.
a 3.
a Chevy Silverado with a twin turbo kit and make the same amount of power?
And a trailer
And-
and a car to pull behind it.
Yeah, like you have the whole setup with a toolbox and an alignment like rack in the trailer. Something that
You
extravagant.
have the tire machine. You're the guy.
Yeah,
You're the guy at
the
park
track.
with the tire
There
machine.
is a guy that does that. I've heard he's a cool guy.
There, every drift event, there's a guy at the tire
Well,
machine.
anywho,
and
I
he
would
makes
Mobile tire shop.
much rather do that than
Buy a Hellcat for retail. Even the retail.
If I had the money,
Even
I'd drop
used.
and buy a Hellcat. But that's double the price of the Fiat, and the Fiat was too much money.
Yeah.
And
So I went to Bondurant Racing School in 2018, right after graduating, and it was right after the new generation of the Hellcats, and like it was right when the Demon dropped, so it was like the upgraded version of the Hellcat was trying to compete with the Demon, and all we drove for like a week and a half was just straight Hellcats and everything, and they were, I mean, it was the red key, so it was full 707 with a 6-speed manual, and they're fun ass cars, and we were going on full 5-mile long road track, and I get it why you would buy one for a race car, but to drive that daily, I couldn't.
bro, the
I don't get it.
gas is
Gas is-
ridiculous.
I got gas before I came here because I was at 0 miles to empty when I left my house because I didn't want to get gas because the wing sucks to put gas in the car. It was $4.30 a gallon,
Jesus
and I was like,
Holy
I'm not filling up my tank right now.
The
Yeah, and
miles per gallon on the Hellcat, because I had this.
No, 7. I had one come to the shop.
Imagine it on the racetrack for a week and a half. So I reset the mileage, I reset the MPG, everything when I first got the car, because we keep the car for a week, or I think it was 9 days that we had the car. 1.9 miles per gallon on the track. Literally, you're burning 2 gallons of fuel
That's
before
like a
you do a
Hemet.
single lap.
That's like the military vehicles I drive.
It doesn't make sense.
with a with
Those
a
are like
full
50
trailer.
gallon tanks, right?
No, like 120.
Yeah, they're giant. They're
Yeah.
semis.
Like we can drive to Yakima and back.
Yeah,
On-
but I'm
on-
also
on
foot to the
tank.
floor in this 707
Yeah, I'm
horsepower.
2,000 RPM plus, as much as I can get, going like this.
Yeah.
I've only been
going 5 miles an hour.
I've only been able to touch one, and it came in the shop. For some reason, it gave me the red key,
Yeah.
and it had 3,000 miles as a 2016. And it was like, okay, first of all, you're not driving it.
They don't get
which
driven.
there's no point in driving it because I'm not gonna. I drive just to work and back usually, and I just burn through gas more than I already do.
Yeah.
But I'd be flooring it everywhere.
Yeah.
Because even 160 horsepower, I'm flooring it everywhere.
So
'Cause
my grandpa has a 2020 Corvette C7 Z06, or the 2019, so right before the C8 come out. So it's a yellow like sport package Z06 with literally every package you can get on it, and it came with the big 325 racing tires in the rear and the ceramic brakes. And it's got less than 1,000 miles on it, and he barely drives a thing because it's a work of art. But it's been sitting in his garage for 2.5 years, and they made him come to the Chevy dealership and change the tires and change the brakes because they had expired. It had less than 1,000 miles on it, and he had to spend over $6,000 on new tires and new brakes on a car he had not driven yet.
No, that's another thing. That's another thing about that. You have to replace the caliper.
The maintenance, maintenance is a lot.
Just insuring it and maintaining it you're gonna be paying more than the Fiat in 3 years of literally owning a.
I mean, you got to pay to play, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
If you have the money, you have the money.
It's big baller shit. I mean, he didn't blink.
But you can literally get a house. If you can get a Hellcat or a Scat, you can get a house.
Most people have them are like set in life. Like
no, they do
not really.
A lot of people.
No, they do not.
I guarantee every Scat or Mustang or Hellcat that you see at these takeovers, they don't own they don't have the title. They don't own those cars. Those are all bank owned, leaned on cars that they will not own.
And they live in a trailer.
And they don't have insurance.
Owned by Takeover people. I'm gonna say that most Hellcats, everything.
I would agree.
Yeah, I think the Scats are definitely.
But
I mean, the Hellcats.
Yeah, 392s.
The 392 package, the Bumblebee package.
Luca leaving the server got a 392. Like left like the drift scene, stand scene to get a 392, but he just still lives at home with his parents. But he's like, I want this car. I'm gonna get this car. And if you can afford it, you can afford it.
Yeah,
but sure. I'm not gonna talk down on somebody because their car is bank owned, because mine's bank owned.
So is mine. Like,
and I'm not gonna be like.
And I ride a bike.
You got a sick moped.
Okay, so let's get into pretty much what our future plans are for pretty much Fear of Dying. Do you have any more collabs in the works? I know that the Afraid of Drowning one just is shipping out probably within
the end of the month.
By the end of the month. Do you have anything planned for Fear of Dying, or are you just playing it by ear?
So the next drop is going to be $10 tees again. That's going to be the next thing that happens. That I have so many great ideas, but things cost money, so. Usually. We're just taking it drop by drop. There's nothing is ever set in stone and is always subject to change. So, like we talked about going to GAT this year, just because like Dave's family lives close to, or somewhere in Tennessee, and my family lives close in Alabama. So like it's kind of a no-brainer. I don't really care for my family, but whatever. That's besides the point. But yeah, we talked about GAT this year because it's good publicity and all that stuff, and I love to have a booth, but yeah, so right now, like, there's nothing set in stone, so
okay. Well,
that's the future.
If you don't follow Fear of Dying on Instagram yet, definitely follow Fear of Dying. It's probably one of the best and realest car groups and communities that's on Instagram right now, especially in the Pacific Northwest. A lot of the groups and Instagram pages in the Pacific Northwest recently have been cancerous, to say the least. It's a lot of automatic G35s.
That's sick. What do you mean?
253 Street Crew, 505 Street Crew.
Whoa.
We're name dropping those groups.
If you made it to an hour and 23 minutes into the podcast, shout out to the 505 Street Crew. Sit on a dick and spin. But
that's creative.
Anyways, there's gonna be shots coming my way. So, is there anything coming up for the Fiat? And I already asked if you have any future build plans, but do you have any shows that you plan on going to, or car meets, anything big?
Steep Streets, beginning of August. That's the only thing I have planned. I don't care for Stance Wars. Stance Wars is kind of stupid to me.
Charging people to go to a show.
I would charge people. Well, it's
an exponential amount though. That's what bothers me.
No,
and there's a set amount.
It's a lot of Instagram.
The issue is, Kate, you ever been to a Stance Wars meet? Like the main Stance Wars, like it was in the parking garage, the top 100.
Yeah.
If you go to how you buy tickets now, it's not that. Like there's no VIP in the parking garage. VIP's in another parking lot.
What?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Stance Wars. And they changed the date.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be the same day as Final Bout. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, there's be no Stance Kid as a Final Bout, which is I'm technically a Stance Kid, I'd say, but it's completely different scenes. But just the whole aspect of you're gonna go to this car meet. I think they had 5,000 people on average, but they split everything apart where you can't go look at all the cars at once. You have to walk around this college and look at other cars.
Yeah. What is it? Bellevue Community College?
Holy
shit.
Something.
Because you've never been, right?
No, I've never been. I don't want to go.
I went, 2 years ago when it was it was the top 100. And obviously they just let kind of the best of the best Instagram builds. I think they do.
It depends on followers.
for
It
spots?
does.
No, yeah,
It does.
You submit. You
Oh, you
your
submit.
thing, you submit photos, but it's really about like what Mike, who runs it,
Yeah.
wants to see.
He loves Subarus.
It's if you have a V8 chassis Subaru that's unbagged and just really expensive 3-piece wheels, you're instantly in top 100, and that's it's simple as that. It's you have to have something built for other people.
It's a lot of cookie cutter builds. A lot of FRSs on.
Or BRZs.
Wide body,
Yeah.
whatever.
Or I think a lot of people like may not know unless you know them in real life. All these like, or at least here in the PNW, I'm about to shoot some shots. I don't give a fuck.
We can shoot all the shots now. I feel like.
Yeah, because we're at the end.
These
But
are the
listen,
real ones.
This is
If you're
the deep
listening
cut.
right now.
If you made it to the end of the podcast, you're gonna get some deep cuts. So listen in.
If you made it to the end, right, and you live in the PNW, and you the Instagram cars, you know who the fuck I'm talking about. You know exactly who I'm talking about. They live with their parents or they live with their friends. That is it. That is it. Like, I don't want to name drop, but I really don't care at this point.
I'm getting direct. We're like telepathy right now.
But they live with their parents. There's only one person that I know of, one or two people that I know of that have like Instagram builds or they have like a ton of followers and they don't like live with their parents.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
And I think that's one.
did you guys just see what?
Yeah.
I hope the mic didn't pick up the whisper because I definitely heard it. Did you guys just see the G70 and the G50Z?
Yeah, it should be good. And well, it was Broken Spaceship, but
Now it's
Dylan,
biggest orange.
yeah, it's biggest orange,
Largest
now.
orange.
or largest orange,
Largest
yeah.
orange.
So largest orange and should be good. Shout out should be good. They do some really great stuff.
sure.
And I like
Vancouver?
what? Yeah, they're
Vancouver.
down in Vancouver. Like those guys are one, they're good guys, and
sure.
and two, like the stuff they build is super unique. You know, it started with should be good with the G50Z.
Yeah.
that shit is dope. Like
Yeah, he
and then
took
the
a
G70. It's even.
I
like,
love the G70.
I like
It's
it
so
more
good.
than a
Is
G50.
it a G37 a 370 front?
Yeah.
You haven't seen it?
No,
Oh,
I've only seen should be goods.
He just
350
wrapped it
front.
the exact same
Yeah,
color.
the
orange?
exact same
Yeah,
color. the
It's so
orange.
good. So they just revealed it at a car show. If you guys aren't following Should Be Good on Instagram, they took a G35 or on TikTok. They got a huge TikTok following. But they took a G35 right-hand drive, swapped it, and put a 350Z front end on it.
Yep.
And then they took a G37 and put a 370Z front end on it and did the molded metal flares. And now he's on Blitz 03s,
Yeah.
which he pulls them off. They're a good spec.
The only problem with the G70Z is the front flares are set too low on the fender.
Are they?
That is it.
I-
In my opinion,
I haven't
that's
seen
it.
a side profile shot. I've just kind of seen
And
videos of it.
The
so
only
far.
other problem with the car is now it looks like a clown shoe. Like,
It's huge.
the
Now it's
G70
giant.
literally looks
Clown
like a
shoes look
clown
good.
shoe.
Yeah.
Clown shoes look
Okay,
good.
we're gonna go to the store and get you some.
Z3M.
Z3M, okay?
No,
Z3M's the original clown shoe.
I like the Z4M one.
Z3M,
It's huge.
That's another car.
But everything is
that's
OEM
dream.
though, like the parts.
Yeah.
It's all metal. It's so, and now they're doing his name's Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan.
Dylan, largest orange, is doing FDRX7 with the Supra front end.
Yeah, that's his next project. That shit is gonna be.
It's gonna be so
insane.
spicy for no reason because it kind of looks kind of
I
like
wish he would make it black.
I think he's gonna keep the red.
Yeah, he's gonna keep the red. But I wish it was
Black's not a
black.
good color for cars.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
like-
keep that straight up.
I love black, but white. I'm into white now.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I just really like white. Since I got my E90, love white.
Yeah.
White's
Coked out
abstract
cars are
colors.
good.
Any abstract color is a good color for cars because you're different.
Yeah.
Well, if we're just talking about cool builds that we appreciate, I want to shout out to Sideways Hatch. He just finished up his S13 Sylvia. Did you see Sideways Hatch's Sylvia?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the craziest Sylvia I've ever seen in my entire life. It's got the full Super Wow factory livery on the... It's just fully built. It's got full Origin wide body. It's got the Battle Eye up front. It's got a crazy SR setup in it. Definitely check out Sideways Hatch on Instagram. Literally my favorite car on earth. I'd love to get him on the podcast. But we just actually reached out over an hour and a half on this one, which probably isn't good for anyone's mental health at this point. So if you are still listening to this, I apologize immensely. But hopefully we're not related and you didn't make it this far. But yeah, we're probably going to end it. This will probably be episode 1 of Fear of Dying / Cory. I will bring them on eventually once you probably have another build going on or Cory's got another iteration of the Fiat. But yeah, I think eventually I'll have Farmer back on and we'll talk about some of the Fear of Dying cars. We'll probably talk about just more of the car community in general and do a little bit more of a one-on-one. And yeah, look out for that in the future. Check out Fear of Dying on Instagram. Fear of Dying's definitely taking off and will be a huge thing definitely sooner than later. But yeah, listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere that you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to us on Instagram, and we'll see you later. Peace.
I close my eyes and I see dreams of gold.